Hello, this is Ken Marin with the National Association of Black and White Men Together. Today, we're going to talk about the topic of two trials, two verdicts. And in doing so, I want to remind you I'm with the NABWMT, and we ask you to subscribe and to comment on this and to recommend us to your friends and family. So these two trials and two different verdicts indicate the march of gun violence. And this continues as Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted of all charges, after testifying he acted in self-defense in the deadly Kenosha shootings that became a flashpoint in the debate over guns. Also a debate over vigilantism and racial injustice in general in the United States. The verdict in this politically combustible case was met with anger and disappointment from those who saw Rittenhouse as a vigilante and a wannabe cop. There was a sense of relief and a sense of vindication from those who regarded him as a patriot, who took a stand against lawlessness and exercised his Second Amendment right to carry a gun and defend himself. Supporters donated more than $2 million towards his legal defense. This verdict throws into doubt the safety of people who protest in the support of Black Americans. Rittenhouse is a former police youth cadet, and he said that he went to Kenosha to protect properties from rioters, but that he came under attack and feared for his life. He is white, as were those who were shot. The jury, whose racial makeup appeared to be overwhelmingly white, deliberated for close to 3.5 days. President Joe Biden called for calm, saying that while the outcome of the case will leave many Americans feeling angry and concerned, he said, myself included, we must acknowledge that the jury has spoken. Meanwhile, the murder convictions of 3 white men who killed Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia last year drew broad approval across the United States on Wednesday, even from many conservatives who agreed that justice demanded the trio become accountable for chasing and shooting an unarmed 25-year-old black man who was running through their neighborhood. 11 of the 12 jurors in that case were white. The verdict was widely applauded, but many saw an America still grievously beset by injustice with an uncertain path to genuine reconciliation. On this Thanksgiving week, there was at least some satisfying vindication. The scope of this case was seen as far-reaching, much like the police murder of George Floyd, whose death galvanized the Black Lives Matter movement. Rittenhouse, 17 at the time of the shootings, was lionized by the right and feted by former President Trump. But support for Arbery's assailants was much more muted, even among self-described conservatives. Arbery's killing shows how the racial inequities render mundane activities a deadly risk. Black men do not feel safe engaging in normal activities such as running on the street, as Arbery was doing when he was stalked and attacked. This brutal violation of violence is long associated with the American South for generations past, with lynchings and repressive Jim Crow laws. Republican leaders in Georgia condemned Arbery's killings and said vigilante-style violence has no place in this state. Republican Governor Brian Kemp responded to Arbery's shooting in February 2020 by signing into law the state's first hate crimes bill in June of that year, which imposed additional penalties for crimes motivated by bias. In May of this year, Georgia repealed the state's citizens arrest law and significantly restricted the ability of anyone who is not a certified law enforcement officer to arrest anyone. Kemp called the old law antiquated and ripe for abuse. There were some astounding comments in the trial. the lead defense attorney's demeaning reference to Aubrey's long, dirty, no toenails. The defense's unsuccessful demand that black faith leaders not be allowed into the courtroom. Like all such cases, though, these verdicts pointed to the bleak truth that justice is sometimes a far cry from solace. Thank you for listening. This is Kim Barron. I'm with the National Association of Black and White Men Together. Please subscribe, like us, and comment on Facebook and other platforms. And our website is nabwmt.org. Email nabwmt.org. Again, thank you for listening.